Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Scrapping on a Ship, where we are scrapbooking cruise photos all month long. And I am inspired by uh, Creative Chaos in TN. So I think it's really Tennessee, but that is her Instagram handle, and that is Shannon Keith. And playing along with me, I Scraplift You, taking inspiration from this layout that Shannon did, where she's got a vertical column of photos, and so I'm going to do the same thing. I think she's got a little mixed media going on in there, so I'm going to do that. And then she's got some strips of paper on the left-hand side of her photos, and her photos are backed on some paper. So I'm going to do a little bit of the strips of paper, not so much of the backing of the photos. But I am going to take a little bit of liquid watercolor. This is Ecoline. I was like, what company is this from? It's from Ecoline, and the colors just have numbers. I'm not even sure what the number of this one was. It's just the blue that matched the best for the photos that I have, and so I am just doing 3 vertical columns, so I'll have some on either side of my photos and then some all the way to the left hand side. My layout is going to be the opposite of hers, where my photos are going to be right justified instead of left justified, and so that's why I am doing it the way I am. And I am also going to have a bit of interest over on that left hand side rather than having quite as much where she's got the title and the florals. So hopefully that all made sense. I just used a little bit of the packaging technique to put down my my watercolor, basically a little watercolor, a little water, and then I just smooshed it down with my acrylic block. You could use packaging as well. Anything like that would work. And then I did use a little Dina Wakley Media Gloss in Carnation and in White to sprinkle over it to bring in more of those colors. My photos are primarily blue and turquoise. I'm kind of picking up more on the blue than the turquoise kind of a color. And then I am picking up on the corally pink color of my swimsuit, which there's not a ton of, but that is why I chose the pink ledger background that I used for my background. I do have some washi tape here. That is this black and white print. This is from the 49 in Market Beached collection, and I just have a little bit of it. It was in a 6x12 pack. So basically enough to cover a 12x12 because there's 2 sheets of 6x12 in there. And so I'm just kind of tearing it up and putting it down. Now, I kind of didn't really think this through as I was doing it. I really should have put it in, I should have made it a little bit more visible sticking out from underneath my photos, because I didn't take into account that I want to add a couple of layers of paper or something like that over on top of that washi tape. So I'm going to play around with that. I'm also playing around with the embellishments here. I thought I might use those 2 birds, but I don't end up using them. I do end up using this circular piece, I believe. To be honest with you guys, I did this layout quite a while ago, and well, quite a while, like a week and a half ago, and I've done a few layouts since then, and so now I can't even remember what I did. Like, that is so terrible. But really, when you're doing a layout every day and you're voicing a layout every day, a different layout every day, because I've been really terrible about doing a big batch at one time, which is normally what I like to do, 4 or 5 at a time, and then put them all up. But I haven't had time to do that. We've just had a lot of other things going on at home, between still packing stuff at my mom's house. My son has moved in there, and packing up her craft stuff, getting ready to take a load over Memorial Day, and all that kind of stuff. And then with Mother's Day, and yeah, it's just been a lot going on. So I've just been voicing every day instead. And so when you're doing it every single day, it feels like a week ago was like, a month ago, because I've done like 5 layouts since, or 6 layouts since then. But anyway, I have this paper that I created while on a Zoom call. It's just, I took a stencil that had flip-flops, and I did a little bit of mixed media over the top of it. Used a little bit of texture paste, matte texture paste, right for the flip-flops, and then I used some Distress Oxide Saltwater Taffy ink over the top, And so I ripped a little bit of that. I know it's really hard to see those flip-flops, but in person you can tell a little bit better that they are flip-flops. And this is what I mean by I didn't really take into account that that washi needed to be showing a little bit more. At the end of the day, I think it's fine. I'm going to kind of move things around a little bit here, but it is what it is. And I really like the way that the layout comes out at the end of the day. Also, I do like that a lot of the blue is covered up. I really just wanted little bits of it peeking out. I didn't want it to be like a big, huge swatch of blue. And so that makes me happy that some of it's covered up, but you still get to see quite a bit of it. So it's just peeking out enough. And if it wasn't, I could always add a little bit more with a brush and it would be just fine. But yeah, for my liking, it's great. And then I'm just going to flip my paper over and I'm going to trim off this edge that is sticking out over the edge. That's really helpful. It's really hard to kind of get it a thin enough piece in there and not have to cut it off and have it align perfectly with the edge of the paper. So just having it hang over works out really well. I am adding some kind of natural color to each of my areas, and then I have these foiled labels that are from Heidi Swap, and they are actually from the same collection this paper is from, which is her Sun Chaser collection. And so I'm adding one of these little foiled labels to each one of my embellishment areas just to bring that in. It's kind of a peachy pink color, kind of a little bit more to the peach color than the pink, and that's okay. It makes me happy, and so I'm going to go with it. I did add in this little chipboard anchor, and I'm adding a little bit more of the jute to bring in that natural tone to this area, and I really like how that looks. It kind of brings everything to a more grounded look, and I just love the addition of the natural fibers to it. So I'm going to go with that. I am going to use my tiny attacher to hold that into place. And while I do that, I want to remind you that MK's link is down below, so you can go and check out her and see what she is doing on her channel with cruise photos today. And this is from our cruise in February where we taught, and we had such a great time, so we wanted to definitely document that. And then there is a link to the playlist for May I Scraplift You down below, so you can see what everyone else is doing. And a lot of us are scraplifting Shannon on our channels today. There may be some people that are doing other people. We were allowed to pick whoever you wanted, but Shannon was on the master list that Crystal over at Pineapple Papers came up with because this is her series. So go and leave a little bit of love for Shannon and a little love for Crystal. Thanks for putting this whole series together, Crystal. This has been an awesome series so far. I've really enjoyed it, and I haven't shouted out to you quite enough. But I really do appreciate all the work you put into this. I've really been enjoying it. And thank you, Shannon, for the lovely inspiration. I really had fun with this one as well. So to bring in more natural colors to these areas, I am adding a little bit more of that corrugated cardboard that I have been adding into my layouts for this cruise, because the cruise class kit that we did had this corrugated paper in it, and I really like that. It kind of picks up on the sand at the beach and the natural colors in the tree trunks, and it's just a great color and a great texture to add, and it's been really fun to use. So I've really just enjoyed that. I am using my brayer to smash it down though, so my corrugated paper is not quite so thick as it would be otherwise. And then I did run my ink applicator tool in walnut stain right over the top of it to just give it a little bit more depth and dimension. And as you can see here, I'm just using slivers of it, you guys. I don't even have that much there. I didn't really want to tuck it too much under the photo and have that photo be lifted kind of at the edge, because it does add a little bit of dimension even though I used my brayer. So I just kind of joined it right up to the edge of the photo, and I think it looks good. I'm really happy with the way that this came out. The photos were taken on Coco Cay, which they had this these hanging wind chimey type things that said Chill Island right over the top, and I thought that was really fun. And so I wanted to snap a picture of that along with photos of my friend Janie and Janet and me and MK. that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this one. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe as well. Come back and join me tomorrow. I'll be here for another video. Bye-bye.